been adopted with Burrito, and so right now nobody's worked with him, and that would mean they wouldn't be able to get him on a trailer very well other than spook him onto it or something. So the first thing we've gone for would be an acknowledgement, and I went for acknowledgement of the touch. So acknowledging touch. So it doesn't matter whatever he knows. So the second thing I've gone for is obviously touch around the nose and your face. And he's going to explore a bit by reaching out. I'm going to cover the eyes. So he said okay to this one, not okay to that one. I'm giving you a chance to see it again. Right, so I want to also make sure he sees me out of both eyes. And I'd like to see if he has a preference. So he let me cover this one eye. So everything's an exploration. So that's just a bold move by a 2-year-old, and that's why I brought this in. The one, it says no touch for a reason, and the reason I brought this in was because I thought he might bite. Alright. So I'm going to teach him to touch this stick, which would mean when he touches it, we'll retreat. And for an untouched horse, the retreat's the key. So I'm retreating physically as well as with the stick. Just asked him not to leave, so I'm blocking that left side, and this is the beginning of the pressure for him. So you saw him kind of go back and forth. I don't want a ton of pressure, but I do want to influence his feet. So it was when I began to ask things that's when he nipped, and he's gone, of course, from flight straight to fight in effect. I ask him to stop by putting that stick behind him and lower it when he looks this way. So it's an extension of my arm. So aim for the shoulder area, face and shoulder. Just there with the dark patch on his withers. In the meantime, if he brings different lessons to the classroom, we build them in. There's the touch on the shoulder. So it's a fairly small pen, but I've got pretty good exits as well. So we're still rewarding the fact that when he touches, in effect, the hand, we're in a good place. Now this is also something, if he needed to, he could bite it. So there's another touch on the shoulder. I know we can touch his face. And the movements are smooth, so when he licks and chews, praise that, because that may basically mean that he's softening and he's relaxed. My foot hesitated, bless him. I was asking him to stop with my right foot, but I somehow kicked dirt on the left. So that's a much better touch already. So he's choosing front on, so he's choosing to keep me front on. So I'm not back at 45 or anything else, he's keeping me front on. There's a nice little rub. He's choosing my hand, which I'd like to not have, but he can play with this. Now remember, I've moved it any time he's touched it. That's the first time I didn't. So we need him to know that he can influence some of this. He's actively participating. So remember, with Toby, he's looking for his nose to be with us. So he's actively participating, and I'm aiming for the withers because it's the place of mutual grooming, and if I can get there, that's a good comfort place. I also know that if he gets a bit confident or it's not right, he's going to bite. I'm going to block him with my stick, block him again, and release the pressure when he stands. He's still going to be able to control this situation, which means when he touches it, I retreat, and that's kind of an unwritten rule that we'll have. There we go. Nice in the withers. And he's so focused, he's not even paying attention to those guys picking up the heel. So that's an ideal world, I'd be able to do the same on the other side. I'm going to intertwine this a bit so I know I can touch his forehead. So this is the place where the third eye is a place of trust, and I also know I can cover from me the left side. So back of the hand into the front of the hand. Back of the hand to front, and I knew I could cover that eye. So it's a matter of building trust and getting comfortable with touch. I know the other eye's a bit trickier, and that was better. So it's not like we're giving up on touching eyes. It's about him learning that he can trust and it's going to be okay. So I've also got a little touch on the jowl. Remember, he's never been halted. And a touch on this jowl. So he feels the touch. I'm going to go for touching on the ear. And we've covered the mouth a bit and the jowls a little bit. So this is your TLC at liberty with a horse that hasn't been halted. Right. So worked a little bit of the right eye. I'd love to work the left eye too. So there he got a little bold with those ears. So I'm going to turn this thing around. My intention shouldn't have changed. He thinks it has. It shouldn't have changed. Because we can't reprimand him, one, it's expression, because he's going to say that's too fast. But two, I can't reprimand him because he is untouched. So I don't want to school him back if he bites and stuff like that. But what I can do is not have my hand there preventing it, but I can certainly have this here in case he were to decide to bite. It will block him. So right now I'm just looking for the touch and to be able to working this left eye. So I'm asking him if I can come in on the left. Now he's had humans outside the pen. I just know he had to be halted. Well, this is nice too. We've used the black end of it, not this end yet. I haven't used this side either. You see him a little hesitant. But he's staying totally present. The tilt of the head is the focus. I have no doubt he's been touched over the fence, so that's helping for this session. We go for the withers, the mutual grooming, and he's so intrigued by my hands. And any time you step back, it's the release. So he's had the black end of this several times. What he hasn't seen is the string. Contract is you touch it, it leaves. So I have to be mindful of that. If he touches it, it would leave. I'd like him to see some of the string. It's going to help him if I were to use the horseman's rope. So if he's intrigued by it, remember they have snakes and stuff like that. And if I can now touch him coming from down below up, that's pretty good progress too. If we can touch him with a light touch with the string, that's awesome progress too. So now he's seeing an object on the side here, the string basically, touching him all over, and he's not kicking it with the hind. He loves to express himself with the hind feet. So this is one way to see and get a read how he feels with something back there. Okay, so we've done it on one side, not the other. Done it on the left side, not the right. Here's a blind spot underneath the chin. Often they want to really hurt something when you do that. And we'll do the same thing on this side now. Perfect timing. I wanted to let you know that I was in London. Yes, that's why I ran to say I'm going to do a session with them. Okay? I don't know if you're there, but if you wanted to see it or not. Okay. Alright, bye. Karen had asked if we could work with him, and I thought she would want to see this. So, okay, so there's the string on the opposite side around the leg, and this prepares them for leading, and it will prepare them for the farrier. You see him poke it? So at some point we'll shift it that when you poke it, it doesn't always leave. But for now, it's empowering. So you have to smile when you go, oh, poke and leave, poke and leave. Right, so maybe I'll move it a little further back so it doesn't just leave. Perfect. So this is all good. I don't know if we can do it under the belly. Nice try, buddy. Nice try. We can do a blind spot in the front, but we can't do belly yet. It was a little light. Okay, perfect. So we've got the string dangling. Who's the runner over there? You know?
Oh, Bella.
Okay. It interests me now. Okay, that's nice too. He's still going to touch it. So it's a different thing if he's looking to say, what are you doing? Let's touch the belly this time. We'll come down because he was okay with it up there. And down the leg. Super. So here underneath the belly, maybe we can do that now. So look at that. Look for that for a quick learner. That's first time he didn't want it. And now look at him. He's already got that down. Look at that. Super. So now we're moving through oil, and at the same time introduced him to touch on the face and so on. Introduced him to something dangling around his legs. And if you stroke the legs here, it can be, he doesn't really need to be grounded, but it's kind of neat, and it can be the beginning of picking up feet. So watch this. If he yields, there, that's it. You began to train him to pick up the feet. If he yields, there, the beginning. So you've got to be mindful as to what you're shaping, so that you don't train otherwise. I'd like him to give his feet. So here, back here, if he gives that foot, we're going to watch it there. Training him to pick up feet before we can even hold to him. It's very, very engaged. Just missing one foot. We'll see if we can get this one in here too. Like them all. Okay. Super. And let him think about that just for a moment. So now we're beginning to shape, picking up feet, touch, facing up. Very, very important piece, as well as the touch of the face. The TLC's coming in there. This is the one piece we haven't gotten down yet. I don't expect to have it down yet, but height. So he's let's go back here. He was okay with the touch, but he wasn't really okay with the height a couple of times. So we'll build a few things in that involve height to help him out, and then we'll do this. Super. So now this begins to become the horseman's rope. We'll do it this way too. Duck in there. Nice duck. Super. And I'd like him to like the touch, so we can begin to build in the phrase. Nice job. As well, I can smell you from here. Thank you. That smells different. Did you see in my nose? Oh, you're an animal, weren't you? You smell delightful. Oh.